Good afternoon, YouTube. Today we're going to be playing a couple of games with the Cat Oven deck using Lurrus of the Dream Den as our companion. I did play a couple of these games last night, and I went from, I want to say, Silver 3 to Gold 4. I did get a couple of free wins with it until I got paired up against a whole bunch of Jeskai Fire decks in a row. I don't think I've beat one of these yet. So, without further delay, let's jump into a couple of standard ranked games and see how well we can do today. Alright, here we are for game one of our Cat Oven deck in standard ranked. Opening hand looks a little questionable. We don't have any of the pieces that make the deck. No Witch's Oven, no Cauldron Familiar. I think we'll have to send this one back, even though you have plays for turn 1 through 4. I just think we can do better. I've had worse. I think we're going to keep this one and pitch the Cauldron Familiar. Looks like a good one to keep. Went ahead and changed the sleeves to the Dredge sleeve from that first Secret Lair bundle. Hopefully it won't give away too much before we even start. One cat down. Oh man, who gets to go first? Oh, he does. Table of Passage, 4. Maybe mono red. Incidental life gain. Here we go. So note as soon as we play Priest of the Forgotten Gods, it'll be shot. Oh no! It's that color combination. I really dislike that color combination. Well, we're gonna go ahead and play this. We may get one activation out of it. That one activation may not be good enough, but if we get that far, I think we can throw Kroxa in under the Priest by holding full control. And we'll get just that little bit of extra value. Now, is it going to resolve? It's the Winota deck. Now, this is not going to be good. Good thing I didn't attack first like most people would have in my situation. Let's see, target them and submit. Goodbye cat, goodbye Kroxa. We'll go ahead and take full control off. We don't need it anymore. Two black mana. Let's see. We can't play Lurrus. Well, we can at least put a roadblock into the first creature that attacks. Hopefully, they will not hit. Hopefully, they won't hit Winota on this turn. I think it's white, white, red, red. And then... Hey, Legion War Boss. I can deal with that. Sort of. So we get the swamp. That way we can cast Lurrus. Nice. What? Alrighty. So. going to go ahead and do this now just in case I mess up later and miss. Target them. And I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of the Scorpion and the tapped Whisper Squad. Go ahead and make it for a blowout at that Deafening Clarion. And pass the turn. Another alarm. Now, let's get rid of this Whisper Squad. Have one more left in the deck. Bring back the cat, get some life going. We're gonna need it. Hey, Croxa. Certainly attacking with these guys first. Our goal is to leave them empty-handed. Full control back on Croxa, autopay. Target them for the third time this game. Go ahead and get the cat and Croxa. Take full control off. Dissolve all. What's in our graveyard? Ooh. Escaping with Croxa. It feels good. Leave that one in there. Get rid of the other Croxa. There we go. One game down. Let's keep going until we lose. Alright, we're back with another game of standard rank. In viewing order, this will be the second one. We don't have an untapped black source to play any of our Cauldron familiars, any of the cards in our hand really. And it looks like we're probably going to take 1 to 2 turns off being aggressive. Looks like we're playing yet another Fires of Invention deck, and this one's not looking too good. So I'm definitely going to mulligan. I want to be a little bit more proactive even in the face of Deafening Clarions. And man, this one's not fantastic, but we are going to keep this one. And as much as I dislike it, I think I'm going to pitch the Fable Passage. Sometimes this deck just doesn't want to get the lands when it needs to, and I'm always afraid of getting rid of them. He's going to get the Scry 3, try him in the play tap. So now we have, as far as the deck is concerned, perfect mana. Triumph's probably not the auto inclusion in this deck, since I don't have any use of white. The black mana, same as the white mana in this case. Hey, 2 live. Dreadhorde Butcher in there and in the red zone. Go ahead and grow it. That way when they kill it, they can take some extra damage. Bone Crusher Giant. Boo. Take 2. Pretty sure I got rid of this card, and I had a reason to get rid of it. So we'll open up with Priest of Forgotten Gods. Play our Fabled Passage. Pass the turn. What we're going to do is go get a Swamp. And hopefully they play their Bone Crusher Giant. Oh no, they didn't. I really wanted it to be Bone Crusher Giant.
Sorry I'm late.
That way I could take it, attack, and then sack it. and deal all the damage, but instead,
No,
I'll just put Priest of Forgotten
as I
Gods
go.
back into my hand. You miss all the shots you don't take, so. And that was a good one. Smart. That's funny. I think we're just going to go ahead and jam Call of the Death Dweller. Let's get our Skeleton Warrior back into play, even though it's kind of a waste. I do want to kill Teferi, and we still get that trigger. So,
Suppose that's how it was meant.
now if he plays Bone Crusher Giant, we're kind of in a pickle. But it looks like it's going to be Fires of Invention if we're taking 2. And what's the play? Again. Boo-hoo. Knight of the Ebon Legion and the Priest of Forgotten Gods he's already seen. And then I think this is where the game goes in the complete opposite direction, where my life total has to be a lot higher than what his is. I have not seen this yet. I think this is completely unbeatable now. Man. Sure. Okay, I'll take, what's the count? 14, 19 damage. 19. Walk there. What a beating. That's neat. Fortunately, this cost 5 and not 3. So if I want to attack him with his own zombie, then sack his zombie. He still has this in his hand. So I do have to play a creature, but I also want to attack him with it. So I'm going to have to play one of my own. Claim the firstborn as zombie. Move to attacks and go ahead and bash for 4. 7. Activate. Target them. Get rid of my guy in there. And then I don't even know what to draw here. I don't think anything gets out of this. Another claim the firstborn. Well, to save us all some time, I'm going to find the concede button at the top right here. And go ahead and give it to him. So for today, Fires of Invention 1, Cat Oven 0. Welcome back to another game of Cat Oven in Standard Rank. Our opening hand looks decent. We have all the mana that we should need for the game. We do have an untapped black source and some card advantage with Castle Lochthwain, and a possibility of the turn 3 Priest of Forgotten Gods, or if we have to, maybe the turn 4 Rick's Mighty Reveler. We haven't got the cast Lurrus. Out of all the recordings, we've been playing against a couple of control decks. Hopefully this will be a little bit different. And there's no companion. So as soon as it lets me pick, I get to keep my hand. I will keep this fairly decent hand. Now, one of the MVPs of this deck, outside of the obvious combo, is the Serrated Scorpion. Just does so much damage. It gains so much life over the course of the game. Even with the Reanimate spell. Made me want to put a third one in the list just because of how fantastic it is. Now, this list isn't 100%. Go ahead and lead with the oven. I don't know what they're playing, and I don't want the oven to be countered because that's probably going to be one of our best ways of getting damage through. Hey, Serrated Scorpion. So, Brineborg Cutthroat, and then the new 2-2 with Flash. Maybe we make them think we're mono black and just play the priest out here. See if we bait a counter. I've seen Essence Scatter in some of these. Winch! Well, I was losing no matter what I played. Might be better than the Brineborn Cutthroat. Alright, so let's go to full control. So we can play our Croxa and sack it to the Witch's Oven. Auto pay for Croxa. Come on, resolve. Yeah! Go ahead and sack them, get 2 food. All the value, take full control off. Resolve all. So I'm afraid of the 3-2 that they might play here. That whenever they play a spell with Flash, I lose a life and they get to draw a card. I can block him. In fact, this is a perfect place for a cat. They went first, right? Okay, so we missed the land on their side. Gonna go ahead and look for a mountain just to make sure if I ever need to cast Croxa for his escape cost, that's covered. Go ahead and bait out some damage. No way they're blocking and not playing a spell. At least this way we can force them to play it now. So we may get free reign here. It looks like they still have something they can do on their or at instant speed. Well, let's load the board up. Serrated Scorpion, because Lurrus next turn, if they play anything, it's just going to be fantastic. Whisper Squad out. And then heck, we have the mana. If I want to play Lurrus next turn, I should play this now. Otherwise, I'm going to commit to playing this next turn. I'd rather get more cards in my hand. And then let Lurrus bring back the Serrated Scorpions. Go ahead and play it now. Ooh. Do not want to draw that. Alright, pass turn. Check the graveyard. 2 cards plus Croxa. That is a big boy. Go ahead and do the cat oven combo instead of the scorpion for right now, since I'm kind of afraid of all this extra mana right here. I'd rather not. Now that just feels like the worst card to possibly draw. I mean, I could take another land, I suppose, but Good old flash decks. Not allowing me to attack. Is there a flash spell that pumps this team? In blue and black and green? I think we can take 5 on the dome. At least that's the way we get rid of one of their blockers. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Now, almost any instant right here would probably be backbreaking. Now the question is, do we go get another Whisper Squad that we have one in our hand? Or do we just let damage happen? I think I'm going to let damage happen and then draw another card. I can always deploy more Whisper Squads since I have this one in my hand. And we're going to fuel the graveyard for Kroxa if we get the opportunity to cast him. Hey look, we still only took 3. That's pretty good. Cast a Lock Twain for the second land. I think every point that I can get on the field and damage I can deal is the right call here. I don't know what they have left in their hand, but Kroxa is either going to get a counter spell, or it's going to get rid of a card. So let's go ahead and throw this Blood Crypt into play and pay 2 life, just in case we have another Quench. I think I want to play Kroxa. Let's look at the graveyard. So, when we play this, we basically get rid of everything except for Serrated Scorpion. I think it's the right one to keep. And no cat in graveyard. So, I think I'm okay with that. But, let's attack first. Since nothing that we do is going to give it haste. If they want to flash in something and block it, that's fine. Everything except for the Scorpion. Poor Lurrus, not getting to be cast this game. What is this? There's the battlefield exile target spell, and I can't cast it. Alright, well that's never getting rid of, so Kroxa is gone. Infinite blockers with Cauldron Familiar. Every 1 to 2 damage counts. That's a nice one. Let's lead with, so we have 6 mana. We can bait with the Dreadhorde Butcher. If we attack first, we get guaranteed 3 damage. I think we're combating first. Yep. That is not very threatening. I'm certainly okay with that one. Yay, we get to cast our Lurrus for the first game today. Alright, so let's see how they get out of this one. I have them... That's a good way to get out of it. Auto concede. Can't cast any more Croakses. You're right, I can't. Alright, welcome back to another game of Standard Rank, and we're playing the Cat Oven combo still. Our opening hand looks pretty good. We have all the lands that we could want. The only thing that we're really missing is a Priest of Forgotten Gods and a Cauldron Familiar. But Witch's Oven plus Croaksa and Witch's Oven plus Claim the Firstborn is always a pretty good way to start. They're playing Lurrus of the Dream Den also. So more than likely we're either playing a black-white life gain deck or we're playing against another very similar deck to what we have now. I'm betting it's similar, so having Claim the Firstborn and Witch's Oven to take out their Priest of Forgotten Gods is probably going to be crucial. So I'm going to go ahead and keep, and lucky for them they get to go first. So we're probably going to be playing behind all game. Alright, Priest of Forgotten Gods, just like anticipated. So, we're not going to play our Scorpion. I mean, we don't have another 1-drop either. So there wasn't a different line of play to have played a 1-drop, take their Priest, sack 2, play a creature, and Claim the Firstborn and sack 2. And to wipe their board completely. But what we can do is just let this go ahead and enter. Oh, I should have done the Triome. Go ahead and let this enter tapped. Claim the Firstborn on the Priest of Forgotten Gods. And go ahead and get in for one while we can with it. And then before we give it back, we're going to get rid of it and make some delicious food. So. Unfortunately, Lurrus the Dream Den doesn't let us get back non-creatures. It's a bit non-permanent cards. Tough spot. We're going to go ahead and play the Triome since it's going to give us that anyway. And I'm thinking maybe the Serrated Scorpion and Whisper Squad. We can double block the Rixmati Reveler. We'll let the Scorpion come through. They'll probably just kill the Whisper Squad. Or we can do something a little different. Either way, we're setting up for Lurrus next turn and recasting one of our spells in the graveyard. And trying to minimize the amount of damage that we're going to take. So I'm not going to double block the Serrated Scorpion just because I don't want that extra damage that they can produce with it, with their Lurrus and their Witch's Oven. And what is really terrible is I have no way to deal with their champion at all. Claim the Firstborn and an activated Priest of Forgotten Gods is about it, and there's no direct removal in this deck to my knowledge. Well, there's their priest. So we're getting into dangerous territory here. We are going to block this with two of our guys. So how are we going to decide? He's thinking the same way I am. Fabled Passage for a black source. I don't know if we're using all four of our lands yet this turn. I haven't thought that far ahead. Certainly we want to be able to if we need to. One card left in hand. I think we're going to go back into full control mode and cast our Kroxa. There he is, and there he goes. We can take full control off. 2 foods and some abilities on the stack. And get rid of the Triumph with our Rix Mighty Reveler. Draw a random card. A non-land card that's fantastic. No attacks, only blocks. Depending on what our opponent does this turn, our next turn is more than likely going to be Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. I don't have a Priest of Forgotten Gods, unfortunately. So. Looking good. Well, it takes our whole graveyard to cast Kroxa and bring him out of the graveyard with Escape. They don't have anything on board to get rid of it. And as long as we have our creature count kind of high, they're not going to be able to. So if I get to attack, this could be enough to seal the game. But Lurrus does a lot of neat things. He has scorpions, just like I do, so... I don't think there's any reason to attack here. He's just going to sacrifice Priest of Forgotten Gods. And I'll be... No, it would be 2 free damage actually. So... a reason not to. So that whole sequence of events ends up me losing life. I think they ended up staying the same. Draw a card, huh? Been there. So he left himself only casting Lurrus and being able to activate Priest of Forgotten Gods versus being able to play his Lurrus and the Scorpion. Seems kind of weird. That does seem weird. Now at least I'm going to play mine. And what we could do is get that one card out of his hand with Croxa before we attack. That way he activates all of his things. I think that's the right call. A land. That's dangerous. He doesn't have a way. No, I can only put him to 1. Can't finish him off. But we are going to play our Lurrus. Play our Serrated Scorpion. And pass the turn back to him. The reason why we're doing it this way is we want to leave the Witch's Oven open in case they try to claim. And if they don't claim, then when they attack with Lurrus to gain life, we'll just block and sacrifice the Scorpion that's blocking it. So there we go. The life total was too far apart for it to matter. Neither of us really got our Cauldron Familiars in play, but we did do what the deck's supposed to do, minus the cat. We just played the other cat.